Man, you guys ever get that feeling that you just never seem to have enough time in a day, in a week, to get caught up on things? Whether it's the shop or at home or, you know, just with life in general. It's kind of what I'm doing this weekend. I'm trying to get a little bit caught up. Typically I go out with the family, you know, we all have fun, this, that, and the other, but I've just got so much going on. And the kids, you know, a couple of them are over at the other parents' house, so it's just Reagan, me, and the wife for the weekend. And I was like, you know what? Pretty sure Mama could use some R&R, and realistically, Daddy's got a lot of work to do at work. So I'm coming in, trying to get things straightened up. I got inventory that I got to restock. I've got scrap metal that needs to go out back. I've got this transmission that I've been kind of putting off because I've had, you know, other work coming in that, of course, keeps the lights and everything on. So this is more of a side project that I've been trying to get done. And then I'm hoping maybe if I have enough time permitted this weekend, maybe I'll jump back over to my 6-liter and throw a couple more parts on it. But at any rate, you guys are hanging out with me for the weekend. We're here at the shop, trying to get caught up. You know, I know we live in the high desert climate, and usually it's not typical to see this much rust, but this stuff's pretty nasty. I don't know if it came from back east or what. Doing this transmission pole, and look, there's like this counterbalance weight that's been rusted for so long. It's literally just falling apart there, and I'm pretty sure that when we go to take these out, they're gonna just snap in half. We'll see. I'm gonna get them wet with some kind of penetrant oil before I get that going. I think I've already drained the fluid. Next thing I'm about to do is drop this cross member, and I think I still got to get the torque converter bolts out, but I might have already got those. I'll take a look here in a second. These ones actually aren't too bad. This is a Nissan Pathfinder. Can't wait to remember what year it is. I want to say like 95 or 96. Torque converter bolts look like they were going to be a lot harder to get to than they really are, because there was just a bunch of metal brackets blocking just about every freaking orifice on this dang thing. But yeah, it ain't too bad. It ain't too bad at all. I guess I just did that diesel, that Ford F-250 yesterday, and there was like 6 freaking torque converter nuts, so rock and roll. Alright, let's see what we got here. Bolt on this side, might have one over here on top. Man, and I don't know if you guys have tried these or not. These jalapeno and ranch ruffles are the fucking shit. So freaking good. Well, things just got a little bit more interesting for this guy. So I'm underneath here, gonna drop the exhaust, kind of get it out of the way, because the transfer case output shaft actually is just above the exhaust pipe. The problem that I'm running into outside of it, having a little bit of rust, it's a joke. Any rate, one of the bolts had broken off previously on this specific vehicle, and so someone took a welder, filled in the hole, and then sealed where it was leaking from. Ergo, this pipe has to be cut and probably separated. Now, the other thing I could do at this point is I can go further up. So instead of separating it here where the catalytic converter is I can ignore this. I can actually put the bolt and the nut back where it was. I could separate it here still from this catalytic converter, and I can drop it at the coupler here. But yeah, I think we're going this way with it. I got the O2 sensor connector disconnected. At this point, all we can do is keep our fingers crossed. So those are going to be 12s. Rusty 12s with 12s. Oh man. Oh man. That ain't going to work. Well, if you try 13, I highly doubt it's 13, but there's so much rust on there. The 12 isn't fitting. Alright, well, let's, here goes for the Gusto, man. Let's try our luck. Wow, it's really freaking rusty. Yeah, I got a bad feeling already. You ever get those feelings when you're wrenching on something? You're like, yeah, it's gonna be bad. I got that feeling right now. Oh, maybe not. Let's try this one here. Hang on. Ooh, that's not feeling good. Oh, that does not feel good. Let's try to tighten it first. Man, that's just... This is not going to be good. This is not ending well for us today. Get more than one person doing this. I think it'd be a lot easier to do because more brains, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to use your head with some of the repairs on this stuff. And I'm sure if he has an idea to where we can salvage that without breaking the bolts in half and without him having to pay for a new catalytic converter, a downpipe. Shit. Well, that kind of puts a damper in my fucking step right now, to be honest. Check out this old fire truck, huh? Isn't this thing cool? Look at it. You know, imagine what this thing saw in its prime. Woo! All original. She's a beaut. She is a beaut, huh? Good old turn light. Oh man, look at these gauges. This thing is freaking old as old. I'm not even sure how old this thing is. Let's get a wider shot so you guys can see the whole thing. Nice. Hell yeah. Look at this old thing. Look at this old thing. That's freaking cool, man. That is so freaking cool. Still got the fire hoses up there too. And then of course we got our Formula Firebird back at the shop. Alright, so it's coming along. This is where I left off at. Just kind of plugging away at it little by little in between jobs. I still got quite a bit left to do here. Since I can't really get much farther on the Nissan, I guess we're going to get rolling with this. I'll try to get the EGR put back on, hook up the turbo, that kind of stuff. To be honest, it was a learning experience torquing the heads down, even with the studs, while the cab was still on it. Somebody was asking me why didn't I pull the cab, and I was trying to explain it, but sometimes I guess you guys need a visual. So Let me walk you back here, I'll show you. Look, there's a open this thing up here. So if you look down in here, you'll see he's got an air compressor built in, and the air tubes go through the cab, through the truck bed, and all the way to the back. So it wasn't very practical in this situation to lift the cab up, so did it inside. All right, so here was my hoisting bracket that we used. It was much easier. So once you bolt this pretty much center of the head, you use the engine hoist, allow some chain to hang so you got some wiggle room. It's still kind of like a two-person deal here. Easiest going in with the exhaust manifolds off. The hardware that they give you, you're gonna need 4 of these like 5/16 washers on each one to stack it up, because the bolts were a little bit longer than what I actually had going into the head. I had to fill that void with something, so each one got 4 washers. At any rate, not a bad little tool by any means. I picked it up off of eBay. Could not find it on Amazon, but if I could find the eBay link, I'll post it down in the description for you guys. So let me get this EGR thing up here. EGR cooler deal here. The back bolt on this side, I'm leaving it in because of the turbo and how the downpipes are. This wiring harness out the way. You guys remember those? The Blue Point ones that we found over at Sears for like 17 bucks or something? About yay much. Quite a darn bit. So that's what we're looking for. Outside of the cloth, it's a pretty flush cut. I'm sweating bullets. But I gotta charge you guys because you're about to die. So I guess we're jumping back over to the old cell phone Aruski for a little bit, which means I'm not gonna be filming as much. So. She lives! Oh, damn fucking miracle! Yeah, look at this stupid son of a fucking bitchin' thing, man. Huh. Guess where it's coming from, too. This stupid fucking hose right here is leaking. Right there. Right fucking there. Alright guys, well shit, I wish this video was better put together, but the fact remains, nothing ever really goes according to plan. You have a game plan, you go into it, and then some dumb shit happens. You guys saw that with the Nissan Pathfinder. Somebody decided to stitch weld some stuff, weld some other stuff. It kind of threw me through a loop where I couldn't complete the mission that day. I moved on to the 6-liter. I got as far as I could. Then I went back at it today and yesterday, wrapped it up, and I was like, cool, we're freaking diamonds. It's running, I'm ecstatic, no check engine light. Everything seems to be going good. AC held a vacuum. AC passed a leak test. I'm like, yes, killed it. Gonna kill it for the week. And then, wouldn't you know it, Mother Nature and the bitch of all bitches, one of the oil cooler lines sprung a leak because it wasn't either tightened down enough or what have you. So now I've got an oil leak and I gotta take a part of the vehicle apart to get to it, to tighten it up a little bit more. It's not like I can use a crow's foot in this situation because the actual oil cooler fitting is a 32mm, which is a pretty big shit. Nobody that I know has a 32mm crow's foot where I could snake it down there and tighten it without taking out the air induction system and moving the coolant reservoir out of the way. So here's where I'm at. I'm pretty much done. The vehicle runs, it starts, it drives, it holds AC, it blows cold.
awesome, except for I have an oil leak, which is just filling up the valley, and it's just dumping out the backside. Not good, not good. So what do I gotta do? Well, I'm gonna have to take a portion of it back apart, re-tighten it up, and then clean it out, whether using a pressure washer or a garden hose and some degrease or something like that, flush out the top of it, and then hope to God that was the only leak that I ever had. Now, I passed the coolant pressure test. Not like I can really do like an oil pressure test at this point in time. We just gotta start it up and hope the oil doesn't puke out of that same exact fastener. If it doesn't, we're good to go. Long story short story, look guys, you're gonna run into situations like this where you work your dick off and you're really pushing for time, trying to get it done, and you gotta go backwards to move forwards because that's the nature of the beast, man. Mechanic stuff is never easy. If it was easy, everyone would do it. And I bitch and complain numerous times throughout the week. If I could have been a little bit smarter, if I could have done anything else in my life, I would have totally gone a different route. But here I am. Yes, I'm pretty good at doing it. Doesn't mean that I enjoy doing it every single day. There are some days that I absolutely love my job, and there are other days that I absolutely hate my job, and I wish I didn't fucking work on vehicles at all. We all get to that point, man. It happens, okay? Don't get discouraged. Keep moving forward. I'm trying not to get discouraged. I'm trying to keep moving forward. But don't think for a minute that I'm any different than you. I still get discouraged. I still get pissed off. And believe me, I wish I could be doing anything else other than working on these beat-ass fucking cars day in and day out. That's all I got for this video, guys. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. You didn't like the video, give it a thumbs down. Share if you want to share, and we'll see you guys next time. Cheers and deuces.